Live from the beautiful downtown studios of New Jersey and Cali. It's the Wellness Week Live, another episode, Wellness Wednesdays. I am your host, DJ Anthony, with our resident PhD, Magnus, in biochem, and it says live right there. I'm the DJ over here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. What's up, everybody? So I'm jealous because Magnus is suffering in the high 70s out in Southern California, where we just escaped death yesterday here in New Jersey at like 14 degrees, like literally bone marrow chilling. But Magnus is living the life. And you were funny, like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, I gotta do the show out here. I'm like, sorry, I'm jealous. You gotta do the show. I wish you go back inside, but
I'm not trying to make anybody jealous. Just to start out with, it's just good timing. Or like last week, we had cold weather, being in the 50s, like lower 60s, and all of a sudden it just said boom. Yesterday, almost close to 80. So yeah, it's wild.
I'm so done with. I was just telling somebody yesterday. I mean, maybe I'm becoming an old fart because that's a lot of old people move to like Florida or Southern Cal, and I can see myself doing that. I don't know that I can take this cold much more, and I'm not somebody that's out of shape or anything. I'm just so done with cold weather, man. I'm an outdoor guy. I love going cycling and walking and tennis, and you can't do any of this crap. I mean, you can go walking, I guess, but I'm done. It's not even the snow. I'm done with 10 degrees.
Well, I have to be honest too. I mean, like I lived in Sweden for most of my life, and I like, and it's funny because you're right. Like my dad, when he got into his 40s, he said, like, and older, he said, like, I can't stand this like the environment anymore. It affects my health negatively. I mean, it's depressing, seasonal depression, things like that. So it's definitely a thing. And I think that my account of snow, rain, darkness, and things like that is so filled up. So yeah, it's not like I'm gonna feel like bad that I'm living in a good climate.
Oh yeah,
I'm enjoying it to the max. And it's
the only thing that's gonna get you, and I'm sure you already experienced it, is living anywhere in California. The cost of living, the taxes.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's So I guess whatever, it is what it is. But New Jersey is not much better. New Jersey is the California of the East Coast.
Yeah.
But yeah. So today we're going to talk about that. What is success and how to get it? So those are the two things. And I was thinking about that. And that's part of wellness, really. I mean, a large part of our life, revolves around, are we successful? Are we making enough money? Or are we happy enough? And that all affects our health and our wellness. And it's all intertwined. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about, what is success to you? And everyone has their own idea of it. But, in America, it's always about money. And that's, in my opinion, hey, you do you. If that's what success is for you, God bless. For me, it's not about money. I get it. We got to pay our bills. Totally get it. But I don't need 17 yachts. I don't even need one yacht. But don't get me wrong. You want to give me a yacht, I'll take it. But yeah. So, okay. So let's get into that. So, and
one thing, like, I think it's like we should actually, like, the exact thing that you were talking about. Let's actually, like,
define it.
We should talk about that a little before we start talking about ourselves. I think it's important that each individual find out what success is for them. Don't listen to media, social media, what other people are saying or things like that.
Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Magnus. This is our opinions of what success is. You do you. If you're about the money, God bless you.
Yes,
that's your definition.
If you want to live in a castle somewhere, fine, that's perfectly fine. Like, if you have that amount of money and that makes you happy, awesome. If you a person that likes to live in a tent somewhere in the middle of the forest, that's also fine, as long as you are happy with what you got.
You're not breaking the laws. You do you, baby.
Yeah.
So okay. So with that, Magnus, what would be your top three metrics of what success is for you?
So I kind of say, like, success. I think one of the most important thing that I connect success with is happiness. That I'm being happy. My life is a happy life.
Well, let me interject. So, but what would make you happy then? Because happy and success is kind of intertwined. So what would be the first thing?
Yes. So I'm gonna break this down. Have three things. So it's having something to do that you like doing. That's number one. Number two, having someone you love. So someone to love, right? And it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a pet. It could be your car, whatever. You have something that you love. And then number 3 is something to look forward to. So that could be, oh, I'm looking forward to having a meal with my wife, or I'm looking forward to going on vacation, or I'm looking forward to this trip. So you have something to look forward to in somewhat of the near future. So it's a little bit like of having delayed gratification, but that it's the excitement of looking forward to something that usually bring happiness.
Yeah, I never thought of that. That's true. Anticipation.
Yep.
Is, even if it's just something like, right, I'm looking forward to having coffee with my friend in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Your cup, you feel good for 2 hours. It's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I'm looking for, and then you have coffee. That's fun too. And then
Yeah.
it's over, and whatever look forward to next time. But yeah, right, you need something to look forward to.
Yep.
Whatever it may be.
So it's pretty funny because we're like at vacation time when you're going on a trip and things like that. So science says that it's actually the excitement of going up to the trip. It has basically a better effect on our health and our immune system and everything like that, because, and also our mental health, that we have that thing to, like, the excitement of we're going away, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Then you have the trip, and then it basically, like, the trip usually lasts for, the high from the trip or whatever we're going to call it, lasts for about 2 weeks, and then it's off. That's why I think many people should schedule their vacations the first thing they do, like in the year, that they have everything set out, so they know, I'm like going away, I'm going here on this date, or at least I have time off to do whatever I want during this.
Right, something to look forward to.
Yes.
Right, or whatever it is, a day
Yep.
getaway, weekend getaway, or you're going to do a puzzle, whatever.
Yeah.
So those are interesting. Okay, so all right, so run them down again. What were they again?
So something to do, like something that you enjoy doing, hopefully. So if that's work or whatever it is, or coaching someone, or giving time, whatever, that's awesome. Someone to love. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a human being. It could be a pet. It could be whatever. And then the third thing is something to look forward to.
Nice. Yeah, man. And the middle one too, somebody to love.
Yep.
A friend, husband, wife, boyfriend,
Yep.
girlfriend, or a pet, or love of, whatever your
importance
church group, whatever.
Relationships are important, whatever. Like, and we had our dog show last week. I mean, it's also just having the connection with a dog, for instance, and having that.
You feel love.
Unconditional love.
Yeah. Now I'm going to segue right into that, because my number one thing is relationships. So friendship, even acquaintances or colleagues. I put relationships, in my opinion, above health, because, you could be super healthy, but if you have no friends, no family, no love, no relationships at all, you might as well be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, humans are made for humans. We need to be in community with each other, in communion with each other. We need each other. And that's a wide berthing there. I mean, again, friendship, colleagues. Not everybody has to be your best friend. You don't have to even maybe necessarily have a husband or a wife, but having someone to connect to talk to, face to face, have a coffee, break bread. That is so important. So for me, relationships, number one, that's what makes success. Number 2 is health. And then number 3 would be the money. So money is not the number one most important thing of when someone says, oh, that person's successful, or Bill Gates is successful, or Warren Buffett successful, or whoever is success. I'm like, dude, it's not about the money. For me, I always say, I like money. I don't love money. So every time I make an extra 10,000, I'm not $10,000 more happy. One of my most miserable times in my life has been when I had the most materialism. Yeah. So it doesn't matter to me whether I'm living in a tent or living in a big house, or I have a crappy car or a nice car. I'm going to be happy regardless. So it's relations, health, money. Obviously, you need money. You got to pay your bills. But I think in America, I don't know how it is in Sweden, but in America, we get, even people who would agree with everything you and I are saying, and I'm guilty of this too. I fall into the trap of money. Oh my God, I don't have a mansion. I don't have a Ferrari. I got to go on that vacation. I need that watch. I need the 17th pair of sneakers. I need the latest iPhone. I know verbally I don't need that, but we get so suckered into the materialism of the West, of America. You ain't shit unless you have you make $1 million a year, or you make 500,000 a year, or you don't have that car, you don't have that vacation, you don't have, and it's just so misguided, so wrong. It's there's so many miserable people,
Yeah.
and they're in my circle. They're in my circle. They got a lot of money, but and I'm not saying don't strive. Obviously, money's important. You got to pay bills. I like nice things too, but they don't rule me. I don't work for nice crap. I don't do that. So I used to do that, and now I work because I love what I do.
Yeah,
I make money, but I don't give a shit if I don't go on vacation. Whoop to you. If I don't have I would. Someday I'm going to buy myself another sports car. That I'm a big car guy. But you know what? If I don't get one, I don't get one. I won. I'm winning. It doesn't matter. So I pay my bills, and even if I didn't pay my bills, again, it's a state of mind. I always say, nothing is my Jesus. In whatever religion you are, whatever you believe, I say Jesus is, whatever. Nothing is my God. Nothing is my Jesus. That vacation, not my Jesus. That new car, not my Jesus. That 15th pair of sneakers, not my Jesus. Whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
But Anthony, let me ask you this. Like, do you feel like your everyday life is pretty decent, Like, yeah. So that's what I think also, like, a lot of people think like success is what you're saying. They need to have all the materialistic stuff, and they need to have this high paying.
Oh, I got to go to Harvard. I got to go to Yale. If I go to Rutgers, oh my God, I'm going to be so misguided. So
yeah. And I think that we get tricked. Like I mentioned this before. I think that we get tricked into like thinking that we need the things that like people say are successful, which we actually don't. And I think that even a lot of people that accomplish being successful, that they're one of the most like unhappiest people in life, and they don't feel successful. They feel like they're trapped. They're basically in all the things that they have are in jail. Like it's a jail. They're building their own jail and
control them.
Yeah. So and also like a lot of people that like earn a good salary. I mean, you have to work a lot. You don't have that much free time. So even if you have the money, you can't really spend it on something. Right, so then you start
working for the car that you're not even driving.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's people needs to like look at it on a little bit of a bigger perspective, and also like start digging into what they want more than what other people think that they should. Yeah.
And by the way, again, I'm all for working hard. I own multiple businesses.
100%.
I like money a lot. I don't love money, and I like to have nice things when I want to have nice things. But my point is to people, it doesn't control me. If I don't get that sports car ever, I don't care. If I don't get the 15th pair of sneakers, whatever. If I don't get the latest iPhone, I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's not my Jesus. Matter of fact, if I don't get that woman, that girl, if I don't get whatever, the person doesn't get that guy, or you didn't get married, or you don't have the kids, or nothing is, in my opinion, nothing should be your Jesus. My own life is not my own. My own life is not my Jesus. You and we're all gonna die. So again, I'm not reckless. I don't want to die. But what I'm saying is, nothing is my Jesus. The money, the whatever, fancy this, fancy that. Oh, I got to be in that relationship. Nothing controls me, my happiness. I control my happiness. I dictate what I want to be happy with. And if I want to be happy with, I need to chase money, then that's on me.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Yeah,
and that's my advice for anybody. But again, everyone has to do what they feel.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong about earning money or being like being financially successful or anything like that. I think it's more important that people find a balance.
Right.
I think, and I think the balance is like, I like working hard, but I also like having playing hard, if you know what I mean, like going out, like having fun and doing all those things. But so having that kind of like balance in life, I think more people should focus more on that. And it's the same thing. You see people sacrificing everything for success, whatever it is, and they're neglecting their health, neglecting their relationship, they're neglecting their mental state, everything like that, just
Like, have the
because.
fancy car and the fancy
Yeah,
this and the fancy that to look a certain way, to go to that fancy college, but you're miserable, you're rotting. And
yeah,
again, no one's saying don't go to the fancy college. No one's saying don't have money. You should have money. You should get nice things, but at what cost? It has to be a balance. And by the way,
yeah,
I would even say even relationships. We all know people that they have to be married no matter what. They
yeah.
have to be in a relationship no matter what. That's dangerous. You're going to
Yeah.
be in a bad spot, you know.
You
or
probably end up getting a divorce sooner or later.
Right. Or I have to have that job title no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, I mean, it's you gotta be careful. I mean, it's watch what you wish for. You may get it. You know,
Yeah.
so again, it's right. You know, no one's saying don't work hard, don't have money, but it's a balance. You know, it's like a fire. You can cook a meal or burn a house down, and you got to be
Yeah.
balanced with it. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be your god. That's my opinion. You do you. Whatever you want to run around and chase money, you do it. But all right. So let me ask you this. So now we established that you and I pretty much see eye to eye. That's why you're a co-host, okay? So if I didn't agree, look, I got to be around yes people. Okay. So what about so we have success.
Yeah.
So what are the three things in your opinion that you would tell someone that they have to have? What attributes should one have to attain success in your opinion? What would they be? The three things.
I think that I pretty much said them. But first of all, like, find something to actually enjoy doing.
Have a passion.
Yeah.
No, well, let me ask you this. Let me rephrase it. So, but
what is my passion?
No. Okay, let me go first on this one then, so you can kind of see where I'm.
Yeah.
Okay,
so open the door.
Yeah, so if somebody right. Oh yeah, I'm handing you off the ball. We gotta make that gap so you can run up the gap and make the touchdown. Okay, so for instance, okay, someone said, because sometimes younger people ask me, you know, Anthony, what's the key to success? So I say, okay, here's the mental attributes. Okay, in my opinion, you need tenacity, you need common sense, and you need humility. If you have tenacity, aka discipline, and you have common sense and you have humility, those three attributes, in my opinion, you will be successful. So tenacity, common sense, and humility.
Yeah.
Those personality traits, if you want to call it that. So for you, what personality traits would someone have to have to be successful?
Be a good listener.
Good listener.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Right.
Also be humble. Like, and also a third thing is kind of like everything, like there's a time and place for everything, right? Like, and that's something that people need to understand too, that there are very few like successful entrepreneurs, like percentage wise, they're not in their 20s. They're usually in their 40s, mid 40s and up. And because it's about experience, like a person that has a long life experience with a lot of things in it could probably use that experience to make better choices and also have a better understanding. I'm not saying that it's magic or anything like that. You have a lot of teenagers that are highly successful and extremely smart and know exactly what they're doing. They're high school dropouts, and they're billionaires. So it's about finding, like, remember, like, your time might not be now, it might be later on in life. So don't think that you have to, like you were talking about the check marks. You don't have to fill the check marks, because you as an individual need to figure out when it's time for you to do certain things.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I think right. You know, it's talking about being a good listener, which is essentially humility. You know, I think a lot of people, they feel like, well, I graduated college and I deserve this and I deserve. Shut up! You don't deserve. You deserve a smack. Listen, you graduate college. It doesn't mean anything. Guess what? Go get my coffee. Okay, how about that? You'll do what we tell you. Like the humility. You know, like I think a lot of people act like, you know, well, I already whatever. Again, I graduated college, or I just came out of the military, and you owe me. The world doesn't owe anybody anything. The world doesn't owe me. The world doesn't owe you, and that's how I see it. And you, especially when you're starting a job, you could be whatever. You know, I used to be an astronaut. Yeah, but not now. You're not. You're working for this company. You're starting. You know, be humble, and then work your way up. I get it. You have credentials and accomplishments, but I think when humility comes in, especially for younger people, but anybody.
I think that is like a lot of people use the phrase of you in using have a white belt mentality when we're talking about certain MMA forms. When
right. I'm a big MMA fan, by the way, so you can throw it on me, baby.
So you have a white belt. That means that you're just starting out on a journey, Having that mindset, even if you are very experienced and have a lot of knowledge and success, but trying to see things from a new perspective and listening and actually trying to absorb as much as possible. I think that is important. Even if it doesn't matter if we're 10, 25, 75, always trying to learn something new,
Right.
And that's why I think it's also like having a compassion and also being like one to listen to elderly, because they lived a long life.
Oh, yeah.
They have a lot of stories that you can learn from.
Right.
Like I had the opportunity of having great grandparents and older people like that being mentors for me, and now I'm trying to be mentors towards younger people or
Right.
people that are starting out. And it's instead of trying to think that you need to protect everything, trying to share it. Like the more people you help, I think the more successful you're gonna be also.
Well, you mentioned that, and it's funny. The great NFL running back in American football, Barry Sanders, okay?
Yeah.
One of the greatest athletes in the world. And one of the reasons why he was great was he had humility. He would bring water onto the sidelines and hand out water cups to his fellow players after he scored a touchdown.
Yep.
That's what made him great.
Yeah. But it's the same thing. He had a good mentor in his father. His father was very stern. He had him like working at a young age and like labor, and also have an understanding. So he basically bringing a blue collar work ethic into a white collar job, if you want to call sports that. But at least like he's able to earn a shit ton of money for being successful. But the humbleness, like he's also funny. He like when they went to training camp, Barry Sanders usually were hanging out with the college players that were having training camp at the same university, just humble. Because he felt more comfortable with kids, like with kids instead of the multimillionaires running around.
Yeah. And by the way, he left when he wanted to. The Lions were willing to do anything to keep him. Where now you got some of these football players that are getting fired left and right because, they think they're Jesus Christ. So, right, humility. By the way, speaking of humility, I just DJ'd for, Run DMC.
Of course. Who doesn't know about Run DMC? One of my favorite groups.
I know. I'm just saying. So, right, I know you know. But, yeah. Anyway, so, so I just had the honor to DJ for Run DMC a couple weeks back, Daryl from DMC. The reason I'm bringing this up is this guy calls me. He's saying to me, Anthony, thank you so much for making time for me. I'm like, what? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is a rap god. He's a legend. And he's like kneeling to me. I felt like now I see why he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Because of his humility. I'm a nobody, okay? And this guy is telling me on the phone, thank you so much for making time for me. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah. I felt awkward and uncomfortable. I'm like, no. I go, you're making time for me, Daryl. I mean, but that separates him being a rap music legend from a lot of these rockers and rappers who haven't done 1/10 of what DMC has done and accomplished, but they think that everyone should genuflect in front of them. So that's, I think, humility is such an important thing. And he didn't become humble yesterday. He's been humble his whole life. No wonder why he's a smashing success. But
same thing, like a guy like Keanu Reeves. He's the guy that like he makes everybody in the room feel special. Like he's bending himself backward for getting people
and
to.
It's genuine. He's not doing it to placate and be a wise ass.
No,
he really, and that's what makes those guys don't need bodyguards. Those guys don't never have to look over their back because they're authentic. They're real.
Yeah.
Daryl didn't come into this place with an entourage. He doesn't have to worry about it. No one's ever going to try to jump him or hurt him because he's real. He's authentic. He's humble. And those people, that's a good way to start. Humility. And then, tenacity too. I always tell the story, I put myself through college and I'm not saying, look at me, I'm great. I'm just giving a story to the viewers and saying that, for me, I was going to get that college degree. Didn't matter. If it took me 1 year, 10 years, 30, 40, in my mind, I was going to die trying. Period. Done.
Yeah.
End of story. It took me 10 years to get a 4-year degree. I literally paid cash, no help from mommy, daddy, no help from the government, nothing. And I'm not the smartest person. I always ranked the lowest in my class. It took me what could take others an hour to comprehend. It took me 3 hours to comprehend.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would take one class every 4 months. So, but my point was tenacity. I was getting this. I'm not even kidding. I was like, I'll be 90. I'll get it. Doesn't matter. So I tell people, if you're tenacious, if you're disciplined, you will achieve whatever it is. It doesn't have to be about money, but If you want it, you'll do it. Just be prepared. However long
I think that's such a good kind of life lesson that you bring up, and I pretty much the same way. I mean, it's like I never had overnight success. Overnight success is usually 10 years plus of extremely hard work, and that you'd never see. All of a sudden, you just pop in and well, yeah, no, because people like you see that so many times, and I think that it's also like having an understanding of like delayed gratification. That the hardship that you go through now would probably lead you into like success or better understanding about yourself. And, yeah,
not easy. So, and by the way, you're supposed to fail. I have failed.
It's not failure. It's a learning situation. It's a learning experience. It's not failure. And I think that a lot of people are so held back because they are afraid themselves of what would other people say. And it's the same thing when you see a lot of people that now, like when in January, they go into the gym, they feel so uncomfortable about going to the gym. Oh, I'm going to make a fool out of myself. To be honest, most of the people there, they have way more like problems taking care of themselves. They don't even see other people. You know?
Right. So but once you humble yourself, you become bulletproof. You become invincible. Like, I am the king of embarrassing myself. All I do is put my foot in my mouth all the time. I'm the king of apologies. And but once you absorb it, once you let the fear go into you, and you are again, it's people think like, oh, well, you don't know it's easy for you. No, it's not easy for me. Like I said, I'm always the stupidest guy in the class. Literally, I'm always the slowest learner. I fail, I get back up. I fail, I get back up. I fail, I get back up. You're supposed to fail. But you're gonna fall. You're gonna fail forward. Like it's like you said. People think, oh, he got lucky. Yeah, that's funny. When hard work meets opportunity, that equals luck. So there's no luck. I mean, there's very little luck in life, but I don't think, it's like people act like, you just woke up and, it's a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, but you can do it. If I can do it, I'm nobody special.
Yeah, same here.
You can do it. You can do it.
Like I had shitty grades coming out of high school. Somehow I managed to get into college, and then I like pretty much stuck in college for way too long. But I mean, it's most people like it's just kind of a matter of time. I mean, like actually like grinding through like certain things. I mean, I had a hard time getting through a lot of college classes, but once it kind of like I just put the time in, once I kind of like had a better understanding about it, it's like, oh shit, this is not that complicated. But it took me, I mean, sometimes it's just more than one class. It's several classes that I needed before I could actually understand what this was all about,
Right. Yeah.
It's like learning a new language. It takes time. First, you need to kind of figure it out, like the basics and kind of the structure of thing. Once that kind of goes, then things starts to escalate and you're getting more and more comfortable and you're not afraid of making an ass out of yourself and saying stupid things.
It happens.
And
But by the way, and that's the other thing, my other thing in my top 3 thing of what does it take would be, having common sense. I would say don't be hung up on academic intelligence, because most people who are very successful are not academically smart. They are more common sense smart.
Yeah.
So, because college and whatever, you'll get a good job, but to really excel, you need the common sense intelligence. We can go a laundry list of people who are successful who either dropped out of college, have no college or no high school, but they have common sense smarts. They're willing to be humble. They're willing to be tenacious. Those are the people that are successful. And I'm not talking about money, but in whatever, relationships, in health, in whatever, money or whatever. But so it's funny. Anyway, so that's that. But it's not easy, but again, you watching this, you have the power too. And we all have the power to do it. It's just, leaning into it, doing it. You can do it. Nobody is God,
Yeah. Could I ask our viewers a thing?
Yes, sir.
So here's the thing, like if you're watching this, wherever you're watching it, on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, please share your success story.
Yeah,
that would be super interesting to see, and also like to see the variety of what people are think that is successful, and kind of like bring that up That I
Yeah.
think it's important to see that there's many phases of success.
It doesn't have to be right. And a matter of fact, I'm not even interested in the money. I want to hear about what is your success in your relationships or your health or your whatever, or you
or
got
if you
it.
help someone, like
Right.
for the better, like
Right.
we want to know those things.
Or
I mean,
you
those
you kicked an addiction. You're on your 30th year sober,
yeah,
whatever. You
yeah,
know, because money could be part of it, but again, it's so cliche and hack and low hanging fruit. I made $1 million. Okay, that's cool. I mean, you know, but what else? What else? What else?
yeah.
You know, you forgave somebody that you were holding a grudge with for 15 years. Now,
Perfect.
that's an accomplishment. It takes time.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever. You know, but yeah, man, that's a good one, Magnus. So yeah, put it in the comments. I want to know too. I want to know what has been your. And we all have successes. Don't be shy. You should have. You do have successes, whatever it is. You become.
I mean, you're a parent. You're helping like dog rescue, whatever it is. Yeah, those like
put it in the comments. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, everything is interesting for us.
Yeah, man, for sure. Absolutely, dude. So, but yeah, man, so that's that in a nutshell. Magnus, thank you again for coming on. And I hear the
Always
hammering over there.
I appreciate you having me.
Oh, come on, dude. You have somebody hammering over there, right? I hear
yes.
hammering.
Yep. That's why
I'm God, cut it out. It's time to do a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, enjoy the warm weather. Actually, it's almost 40 degrees here.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is in Celsius, but 40 degrees.
You need to jump on a plane and come over.
Bro, you know it's funny. Well, listen. I mean, you
have a standing invite. You don't have to worry about it.
And I am that guy because our boy Jay.
Yeah, just let me know. Just let me give me a heads up so we know, so we can set everything up. But you should definitely come out and visit.
See that's definitely an impetus for me because when I know that I have a friend somewhere, I'm more apt to want to go travel. I'm not a big traveler just to travel, but if I know like, oh, my friends live here or there, I'm like, oh, I can work around that. You know, like I'll get my own place.
For sure.
I'll visit them and whatever. But yeah, SoCal. But yeah, man, no, I appreciate that. And so yeah, I'll see you next week. And thanks, everybody. Anything else, Magnus, before we close? You want to add or anything?
Join my Facebook group. I'm giving away a ton of free information. I just want to help people, and if you're interested
what's the Facebook group? Mention it.
So I will put a link in it for it. It's easy. I'll put a link down in the comments so you guys can follow me and like hopefully interact. And if you're interested in getting some personal nutrition coach or anything like that, reach out to me even in a comment or DM me or email me, and I'll get back to you with more information. And yeah, I would love to help as many people as possible.
Awesome. And by the way, I just want to let everyone know on our YouTube channel here, I put 4 links in the About section for mind health, mental health therapy, an app that you can click on and get a phone number, suicide hotline phone number, a nutrition dietitian and nutrition I guess a hotline phone number, and what else was there? Something else. There's 4 links for our
awesome.
Yeah, so anyone can click on those links. They don't have anything to do with me. They're links to hotlines or websites or professional organizations for our health, for, like I said, food health, mind health, other things like that. So, check those out if they're there. And like I said, they have nothing to do with me. They're just links to outside agencies and organizations. So, but awesome, everybody. Thank you. Have a good rest of the week, Magnus. Enjoy the warm weather. Signing off in 3, 2, 1.